tienen que por favor conversar primero con la maestra de su niño. No vengan de frente a mí o a la supervisora o a cualquier maestra que ustedes se encuentran. Tienen que procurar hablar con la maestra, por favor. Es importantísimo que hagan eso para que no haya... ¿Qué está pasando, Pérez? Ok, para que no haya ningún malentendidos ni nada, tienen que estar, seguir eso. O sea, primero habla con la maestra de su niño, y luego si hay alguna cosa más que se tiene que conversar, por favor hablen con la supervisora de su niña. Y si ya las cosas escalan un poquito más y necesitan ustedes un poco más de orientación, pues ya vienen conmigo y hablamos en equipo. So this is the protocol. It is crucial that you guys actually come here, and if you have any concerns or any ideas or any questions about your child, you must come directly to your child's teacher. You do not go to any other teacher or jump and wanted to come to me, because most likely I will not know what is going on. Your child teacher and the supervisor will be very aware of what is going on, but not me. So you start with your child teacher, then you go to the supervisor, and if it's something that really, really needs to be talked about or fixed, then we can work together as a team. And sorry, this is changing a lot. I don't know, how can I stop it here? Let's see if I can put a pause. So about this identification of emergency information, you want to talk about that, how important it is, or that it's, yeah, I need to. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it clear. We're just gonna go like that. Okay.
Okay. So this is the emergency identification information. You all filled this out during enrollment. This is the only way that we have to contact you or your emergency contact in case of an emergency. So it's very important that this is always up to date with your current address and your current phone number. So if you change your phone number, you need to come tell me so that we can change this form, because in an emergency, we're going to be referencing this form. So it needs to always have your current contact information, okay? Este formulario todos llenaron durante la matrícula. Esta es la única forma que tenemos nosotros de contactarles en caso de emergencia. Entonces, necesita tener la información más actual que tienen. Por ejemplo, si cambian de número, si cambian de casa, necesitan avisarme para poder corregir este formulario. Es muy importante, ¿ok?
So how are you doing with the sign in and out? ¿Cómo les está yendo con firmar a su niño de entrada y la salida?
Bien.
Bien. ¿Hay alguien que tiene algún problemita? Well, you must actually take a good look at your phone if you're unable to, sign in with the QR code. Check on your phone settings. Sometimes you have something in there that it doesn't allow you to go through that system. So check with somebody. If you're having a lot of trouble, come to us, but please don't ask for help at the same time when you're signing in your child. Maybe come a little early next time, come like about 10-15 minutes before you pick up your child, and don't come through here, go through the office, and then maybe we can help you. But please let us know ahead of time, so sometimes we're busy. So if you say, I'm having trouble signing in my child, can I come on Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and we make a time for you so we can work together. Si ustedes están teniendo problemas firmando a su niño, a nosotros le podemos ayudar, pero por favor no nos pidan ayuda en ese mismo instante donde está pasando aquí, porque no vamos a poder ir con su celular y verlo, el sistema y todas las configuraciones. Hagan una cita con nosotros y díganos, puedo venir 15 minutos más temprano en lo que recojo a mi niño, vengo antes y trabajo con eso, ahí vamos a poder ayudarlo quizás, pero en este momentito a veces es muy, muy, muy difícil. Okay. So this is a system, we're using the system, estamos usando el sistema de QR. Una de las cosas que quisiera explicarles bien es cuando alguien más viene a recoger a su niño, vamos a decir que viene la abuelita o viene el tío y hace todo, le va todo bien, hace todo, firma, hay un cuadradito abajo que dice notes. Necesitamos que esa persona que no es usted ponga el nombre de esa persona, ¿ok? Entonces, si yo vengo a recoger a Miguelito, pero yo soy la tía, entonces yo voy a escribir Milagros Off. ¿Por qué? Porque ese código va a identificar al padre de familia. Entonces, pero nosotros siempre tenemos que saber quién recogió aparte del padre de familia, ¿ok? Si viene la abuela, un amigo, una amiga, la vecina, la tía, la prima, en las notas pongan su nombre. Okay, so this is something that we need to clarify. When you sign in your child, you're the parent, you're good. You just sign and you're good to go. But let's say that you're sending your sister, your father, grandpa counts or grandma counts. When they sign in, everything goes well, you gave them the code and everything is doing perfect, but tell them to scroll up a little bit and there is a little square that says notes. So ask them to please write down their names so we keep track of who else besides you came to pick up your child. Okay? So when some of you have trouble signing your child and we did it for you, we have signed teacher or staff. We have to make sure that we put our names in there. So in any event that will get audited, they look at all the signatures. We have a record who have been here with the kids, okay? So we're gonna try to be good from now on in the future. Oh, you know what? You did? Awesome! Yeah, awesome, my goodness. I just noticed that, I saw the camera. Okay, would you like to talk about the absences?
Sure, so, yeah. Okay. Absences, as you all know, because I'm sure you all read the parent handbook, you need to call the office in the event that your child is going to be absent. So you need to call or text or email and tell us the date that your child is going to be absent and the reason that they're going to be absent, okay? Entonces, como ustedes ya saben, porque ya leyeron el libro, seguro, ¿cierto? Tienen que avisarnos cuando no va a asistir su niño o niña, textear, llamar, mandar correo electrónico, algo, diciendo los días que no va a asistir y también la razón por qué no va a asistir. Okay, es muy importante, siempre necesitamos saber por qué faltó un niño. Okay?
So we're gonna make a little pause because our supervisor have a message for you. Yeah, so this is a good point that we can stop. And our two supervisors, our morning supervisors and our afternoon supervisors I have a message for you that is very important, so you need to pay attention. Tenemos un mensaje de parte de las dos supervisoras.
I think I can talk pretty loud. So teacher Angie is going to translate, so I'll just convey the message in English and then she'll translate for me. So again, thank you so much for coming out on this very, very hot evening.
Muchas gracias por venir a acompañarnos en esta tarde muy, muy, muy caliente.
And I also want to thank you for participating in this stage of your child's early education, which is so very important.
También queremos agradecerles por participar y traer a sus niños a esta escuela. Disculpe, porque es una experiencia muy importante para los niños.
I don't need to introduce us because Melodia's did a fine job at that. So I basically want to let you know what we're doing here and how our program works. So your children have all arrived to preschool at different developmental ages. So many children are 4, many children are 3, but in terms of development, they're at many, many points of that span of development.
Sí, como comenta la maestra Heidi, ya no va a poder presentar a las maestras porque ya la maestra Milagros ya los presentó. Y nuestros niños, ellos desarrollan diferentes niveles de aprendizaje y nosotros estamos para ayudarlos en ese momento. También nosotros vamos a informarles cómo ellos van creciendo su desarrollo en cualquier momento.
And so our program here is designed so that all of those children, whether they're, you know, an early 3, a later 3-year-old, a mature 4, or a less mature 4-year-old, will be able to take from the learning centers. Do you want me to keep going? Oh, is it? Okay. So our school is designed so that there's learning centers, and those learning centers, they cover all of the developmental areas, which are, okay, which are physical development, number 1, social emotional development, language and literacy, cognitive, which is anything intellectual, you know, how they think, how they problem solve, how they approach math and science, and visual arts and performing arts.
Nosotros somos un programa financiado por el Estado. Siguiendo las reglas educacionales, nosotros utilizamos herramientas que es relacionado a la edad apropiada de todos los niños. Nuestro currículo y nuestro programa educacional es un programa que está basado en las áreas de desarrollo que son las siguientes: el socioemocional, el cognitivo, lo intelectual, el lenguaje, la literatura y su físico motor, su motor grueso, su motor fino. El fino es cuando uno usa los deditos y el motor grueso es lo que va moviendo todo el cuerpo en general, como correr, brincar, y trabajamos también con todo visual, como pósters y artes de los niños.
And she said something I forgot to say, and that was that you talked about the state-funded program?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
as many of you are aware, we're a state-funded program, and so we receive our funds from the state of California, but it's not just like do whatever you want to do. So we do follow an educational tool that's called, it's a long name, it's Desired Results for Children and Family, Developmental Profile.
Como mencioné, nuestro programa es un programa del Estado, fundado del Estado, y nosotros nada más como diciendo, ok, los niños que aprendan, sino estamos también utilizando una herramienta que es Desired Results, que viene siendo el resultado del aprendizaje para el niño.
So we do have, you know, an intention here, and we are following some very really mandated guidelines, and so we're not just coming to work and deciding, oh, I think I don't want to finger paint today. Like, everything has an objective and a reason that we're doing it, and it's a huge job really, because we're trying to cover all of the developmental areas. And I want to say that all of our teachers, well, I don't know Wendy as well, or Leslie, but I've worked with Gabby and Laura and Angie, and we have received vast training throughout the years. I mean, the training that this state-funded program gets is huge, and there's Saturdays that we will be at a training, and many afternoons or so. The teachers are constantly learning, like, the newest approaches to teaching and learning.
No, está bien. Las herramientas que usamos son muy importantes para los niños. No solo venimos aquí a trabajar, decir, oh, un día vamos a nomás agarrar pintura y hacer a los niños que pinten, sino todas las actividades y los programas que estamos enseñando a los niños es basado a un objetivo. Como las maestras, todos nosotros actualmente siempre estamos prácticamente actualizando la educación. Hemos ido a muchos entrenamientos que nos han tomado nuestros sábados por un año entero. Vamos en las tardes a entrenamientos para estar actualizando nuestro programa para los niños, para dar una mejor educación.
So, having said that, also, I open an invitation to all of you because, I mean, we should live up to our name, and we're the Multicultural Child Development Center, and so, having said that, like, we have always invited families to participate and share their ideas with us, so from your family culture, or just maybe from your work or your hobby or something you love, so if you have certain music or dance or art or food or anything at all that you want to share with the children, maybe at a circle time or in a small group, you know, we really do welcome you to bring that here. We've had families who have shared their baile folklorico. We have, you know, maybe, right now I'll blank out, but we've had so many different ways that families participate.
Nosotros también damos la bienvenida a las familias a que puedan participar con nosotros. Como el nombre de nuestra escuela es multicultural, entonces invitamos también a las familias que puedan compartir su historia, ¿cómo le puedo decir? Su cultura. Puede ser en baile, puede ser un trabajo, puede ser comida. La maestra Heidi comentó que hubo una familia que nos mostró baile folclórico. Algo que ustedes puedan participarnos, colaborarnos, nosotros bienvenidos. Puede ser durante el círculo o en un grupo pequeño, como ustedes se sientan cómodos.
And I think if you haven't signed up for your volunteer day, now that we're at this stage of the pandemic, and you know, we're very happy to have the parent support again in the classroom. It really makes it for an easier day for all of us. So volunteers are, if you haven't signed up and you want to spend 3 hours once a month with your child, please sign up and join us.
Para los padres voluntarios, si no han tenido la oportunidad de apuntarse para poder colaborar con nosotros, es solo una vez al mes. Ahorita tenemos la oportunidad de volver a abrir esa parte de tener a los padres, porque al tiempo de la pandemia no podían tener la oportunidad los papás en pasar tiempo con sus niños aquí en la escuelita. Si no se han apuntado, den la oportunidad y es una sola vez al mes en poder participar.
So I couldn't stress more the importance of communication, and we're just getting started now, and I've already had a few mini chats with families, but you know, if something is starting to, like you have a question or a concern arising, it's really to start the communication now and open the dialogue with us so that together we can be a team and we can bridge from home to school so that your child will best, you know, benefit from the school experience.
Mantener el diálogo con la maestra primaria de sus niños. La maestra tiene la oportunidad de conversar con algunas familias de su grupo y es muy importante cualquier comunicación con su maestra primaria para una transición o un cambio de vida que haya pasado en su familia. Es bueno comentar a su maestra para así nosotros poder entender el comportamiento de los niños, porque a veces cualquier cambio, los niños, hay mucha reacción y mucho se puede notar. Entonces nosotros, para poder entenderlo a los niños, es bueno que nos comuniquen a nosotros directo con su maestra primaria, y todo es confidencial.
That's exactly correct. The confidentiality, we really want to respect that, and so, you know, it just equals respect. So, you know, we will all do our best to uphold confidentiality. And Angie added, it's right there in my face, but I didn't say it in English, but whenever there is a change in the family, and it could be maybe they move, or a family member passes away, or a pet passes away, or there's a new baby, or a family member leaves, all of those things affect behavior, and we're gonna see it in the classroom. But if you let me know, I will be even more empathetic or, you know, compassionate and understanding. Oh, you already said that. Okay, good. All right. In terms of weather and like now we can, you know, this is extreme. This has never happened before in my 30-some years. So like in the afternoon, the children haven't even gone outside. It's like Death Valley out there. And so, we're asking you to dress them appropriately. And then we're gonna have the rainy days, and we're gonna have the really cold days. And so, you know, if it's freezing cold, I know many children don't wanna wear sweaters or coats or layers, but layers are very good so that they can go, you know, start on layering. And we will go out in the rain, not like in the pouring rain, but you know, if it's just drizzling and light, we have rain boots, and I think we have raincoats even. So, you know, kids are very curious about all the seasons.
Relacionado al clima, ahorita es el tiempo que está muy caliente. En el turno de la tarde no hemos podido esta semana, no hemos tenido la oportunidad de ir a jugar al patio, por lo mismo que ha sido mucho calor. Entonces, por favor, traer a los niños, mandar a los niños con ropa apropiada, como por el calor. Vamos a tener días de lluvia, también mandarlos con su ropita apropiada. Vamos a salir a jugar cuando esté lloviendo, no cuando esté muy fuerte, cuando esté poquito como chispeando, vamos a tener la oportunidad de salir a jugar con los niños.
Igual, same as messy play. We do a lot of messy play.
Igual como vamos a tener mucho juego que va a tocarnos ensuciarnos mucho, en el lodo vamos a estar explorando, entonces traer ropita extra.
Don't be surprised if you go to take your children's tennis shoes off this week and their socks and there's sand between their toes because they've been taking their shoes off and in the sandbox, and you know, sand and water, and it's really very good for them to do that, but we do our best to clean their little toes. Okay, I think one of the last things is birthdays, and maybe you already read about it in the manual, but we do acknowledge their birthday with an ice cream treat, a song, and then the children are invited to make cards for their friends or draw pictures. And so they know it's a special day acknowledging them. They feel pretty special about it.
Relacionado a los cumpleaños, nosotros en la escuelita proveemos un pedacito de sándwich de nieve de sabor a vainilla. Nosotros le cantamos el cumpleaños y los mismos compañeros le hacemos sus cartitas para que se sientan ellos muy especiales. Y lo celebramos cada viernes. We're celebrating every Friday.
Right, so if the birthday falls on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday of this week, then Friday we celebrate their birthday. So tomorrow, I think we have a couple of birthdays. Now, some families really want to do something more because it's part of their culture, and so we try to meet you halfway. If you are just really wanting to bring a treat bag for every child, there's 40 children, just so you know. It's a lot. And also we're asking you not to bring candy because we have a lot of peanut allergies and other allergies that, you know, we don't know what's in the candy. But a lot of candy is made in peanut factories, so the peanut allergy is the one that scares me the most. If a child would receive a chocolate with a peanut in it, it could be, you know, fatal for them. So we encourage you to fill the treat bags with maybe stickers or little toys as opposed to candy. So yeah, thank you so much, and I think to finish.
Relacionado a los cumpleaños, a veces hay unas tradiciones de las familias que quieren compartir con los demás niños, traer una bolsita como de sorpresita para los niños, pero no podemos traer como dulces, porque hay muchos niños que tienen alergia. También tendría que ser para 40 niños, para los 40.
Tengan en cuenta eso.
Does anyone have any questions for us? ¿Hay algunas preguntas para nosotras?
¿Tienen algunas preguntas?
Por favor, háganlas, ¿eh?
Okay, bueno, gracias. Thank you.
Oh, you have a question over here?
Okay, question.
For holidays, you guys do like Christmas or all that?
Oh, I didn't cover that. I thought maybe it was on your agenda.
I can answer that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we do. We actually try to make them very, very little, but it's special. So we do acknowledge that. Because the children are actually, if we think about the bigger parties and the bigger celebrations, it's mostly the adults, right? So we actually are the ones who make the biggest deal of it. The kids are super happy just with dressed up and little special things. So our teachers are so wonderful at making things very special. Let's say on Christmas, we are going to have a small event. It only lasts for about 40 minutes, no more than that, including the little show, and I'm not gonna say anymore. It's a surprise. And it's no more than literally like 30 to 40 minutes, that's it. And it's child-oriented, and it's the time that the children can actually handle. All right, so you will note that. Now, maybe in February there is some Valentine's, and it's out there. So our preschool is actually very, very focused on what is in the interest of the children. If the children are interested in that, they're all talking about Valentine's and hearts. I love you, be mine. You're my best friend. Okay, so we acknowledge that. If they're not, we're not, because it's not coming from them. But we are going to notice because there is actually it's out there, so it will happen. So the teachers are going to make that as a teachable moment. So they make sure the children write cards, recognize the heart, talk a lot about friendship and what it means friendship. So they make a bigger deal, but in a teachable moment instead of focus so much on the holiday. So is that response to your question? So ahora le voy a decir en español. Sí celebramos, pero es muy orientado al niño. Nuestra escuela se enfoca bastante en los intereses del niño, lo que ellos traen, porque muchas de las grandes celebraciones las ponemos más los adultos. Hacemos grande porque los adultos queremos hacerla grande. Pero los niños cuando hacemos una fiesta ellos se aburren, a la media hora ya se olvidaron. Entonces nuestras maestras son muy expertas en trabajar alrededor del interés del niño. Y lo hacemos como ellos en Navidad. Sí vamos a tener una pequeña celebración que no dura más de 40 minutos entre lo que llega y se va. Literalmente. Es muy pequeña pero muy especial. Vamos a dar un ejemplo de San Valentín. Si los niños están hablando mucho, lo cual van a hablar mucho de que eres mi amigo, el corazón y todo lo que está afuera, porque la mercancía está afuera. Entonces lo que hacen las maestras acá es que agarran eso y lo hacen como un aprendizaje. Hablan mucho de la amistad, de lo que corresponde ser amigos, qué es un amigo. Y los niños aquí están haciendo amistades, entonces de eso se trata. ¿Ok? ¿Eso responde la pregunta? Muy bien. Ok, entonces aquí estamos hablando acerca de la comunicación. Y las maestras yo hablé de esto al principio y ellas también mencionaron. Importantísimo hablar de la comunicación. So, teachers have mentioned about communication, it's very important. So if we don't communicate with each other, we cannot make a good team for your child. So tenemos que tener una muy buena comunicación entre nosotros para que podamos tener un buen equipo. Ay, se parece esta mesa. This one is just going so much. Okay, I don't know how to stop it. I'm going to put my fingers there. Okay, so there is ways to communicate. A lot of you, I hope that most of you or all of you are already come on, stay there. And WhatsApp. So we have phones, we have the email. So please stay communicated with us. Don't leave us because it's so important. We are supposed to be a good team. Okay, so anything. And I'm gonna mention something about the WhatsApp. You have a group of WhatsApp, right? So we have a group of WhatsApp. Anything that is private, even if your child, let's say, I'm gonna say something silly. Your child fell down and hurt his knee. Don't put it in the group because, in all honesty, nobody else cares. Only you and us. All the other parents, it's not gonna make them an impact, right? So that is the honest truth. So send a private message to the child's teacher because we do care. Everybody here in the preschool cares. And we really want to know how it happened and what happened because it's important to us, but not to the other parents. Okay, so anything that it has to be related only to your child you must just send us a private message. Okay, so en los grupos de WhatsApp, tenemos el grupo de WhatsApp de la mañana y el grupo de la tarde. Cualquier cosa que tiene que ver solo con su niño. Puse el ejemplo de que se cayó y se golpeó la rodilla. Mándenos solamente en privado. No lo cuenten el resto del grupo porque a los demás papás no les importa. Entonces solo nos importa a usted y a nosotras. Nosotras queremos saber qué fue lo que pasó. Nadie más. Así es que por favor no lo pongan en el grupo si se van de vacaciones, si se enfermó, la abuelita esto, nada. En privado. Siempre en privado, por favor, ¿ok? ¿Alguna pregunta acerca de esto? Yes.
Yo tengo una pregunta no relacionada a lo que está hablando, sino
Yes.
tocante aquí al parqueadero donde nos parqueamos todos. Hace una semana o algo así estaba una persona, pues no sé, parecía que vivía allí, no creo que pertenezca.
O el carro, una señora que era
Parecía
sí.
como homeless, o que
Sí.
vivía en su carro. Ajá. Es que o sea, no me pareció como apropiado que esté cerca de los niños. O en un caso así, ¿qué podemos hacer?
Bueno, nosotros mandamos un WhatsApp, un mensaje a todos ustedes, dándoles a conocer esa situación.
Ajá.
Creo que más, ¿cuántos lo recibieron? Muchos de ustedes leyeron el WhatsApp. Mandamos un mensaje indicando la situación que pasaba con esa señora. Esa señora nos comunicaron los de la iglesia, tuvo un problema bien grande, se le reventó la llanta. Y yo hablé personalmente con la señora y tratamos de solucionar ese problema para que se vaya lo antes posible. Precisamente porque no tiene que estar en una escuelita, para nada. O sea, lo arreglamos y tratamos de comunicarlo lo antes posible a ustedes. Las maestras estaban todas al tanto, pero ya, o sea, no permitimos que estén allí viviendo ni nada, no, para nada. So the question that Mr. Emiliano had was, last week we had a situation with a homeless that it was stuck in the parking lot. We have communicated with the homeless, we have communicated with the church and the teachers, and we were aware of what happened. That lady had a problem with her car, that her tire exploded, she didn't have money, so we have to kind of like research among each other, and we have teachers who help her so she can move out, help teacher's husband, help her so she can get out and then move away. But we are always aware, we have cameras, and I'm watching those cameras every day. Tenemos las cámaras, estamos mirando. Lo que pasa aquí en la noche, después que nos vamos, no lo podemos controlar, lamentablemente. Pero lo que pasa durante el día, tratamos en lo posible de controlarlo. So we have cameras, okay? Thank you for that. Okay. So the teacher, Heidi already talked about how to participate in the school. I just want to add one more thing. Aside from you being here, that it's important for you to be here because you're supporting us, you're helping us, but also your child. Your child feels so proud that you are here helping in the school. Their self-esteem grows like big. And they are, you know, it's just like, even though sometimes they don't want to be with you, they are really proud, and they are recognizing that you are part of his education. So be here, be part of that, because they are really, really, really very proud of you. So voy a agregar un poquito más de lo que dijo Teacher Jaire acerca de lo que era la participancia. Esto se sigue moviendo, ¿cómo lo paro? Lo que dijo Teacher Jaire acerca de la participación de padres. Sí, aparte de que ustedes vienen y nos ayudan, eso es súper lindo. Pero también es lo que su hijo siente. Su hijo o su hija se siente tan orgulloso y ellos no tienen las palabritas para expresarlo. Pero ellos miran y seguro que ustedes dicen, ¿vas a venir a ayudar a mi escuelita? Participar de la educación de sus hijos es grande. La otra cosa es de que seguro que ustedes se preguntan cómo hacen estas maestras para poder trabajar con tanto niño. Y ahí siguen bien contentas ellas riéndose. Y en la casa aquí estos chiquillos nos arrancan los pelos. Bueno, pues una forma de que pueden aprender de las técnicas y las herramientas que usamos es estando aquí. Miren a las maestras, ellas son los mejores modelos, mirándolas. ¿Ok? Entonces vengan a la escuela, participen, le aumentan el autoestima a sus niños y además aprenden bastante. ¿Ok? So, one of the things that I didn't say in English is that you can learn a lot from the teachers. Because you are at home with your 1 or 2 kids and you never understand how they do it with 40. they can do it. So you can learn from them a lot because they have all the tools to work with children when the challenging behavior comes. Okay, so it's time to play a game. All right? So we have prizes. Raise your hand if you read all the parent handbook that we gave you. We gave you a parent handbook. So just so you know.
Yo sí leí un poco.
Okay, yeah, gracias. Okay, so while we are playing the game, teacher Gary is going to help me. Just keep on moving. Okay, so just so you know, this is a parent handbook. How many of you have it? Everybody has this handbook. Come on, todos lo tienen. You got it on the day of the open house. So vamos a jugar el jueguito este, van a ganar premios. Hay algunas cosas que ya hicimos un poco de trampa y ya se los dijimos, así es que si han estado prestando atención, lo van a saber. Seguro que ya leyeron este librito desde el principio hasta el final y se lo saben de memoria. Ok, esas risas me dicen sí, sí. All right. So, we have question here. And if you answer the question, the first one, so the teachers are gonna help me. I'm not gonna be the one picking, okay? They're gonna pick up the parents who raise their hand. And I'm going to ask you a question, and you're gonna answer either in English or Spanish. And yes, I will accept the answers from the parents who are returning because they know more, but that's okay. And everybody is going to win only one time, okay? So one time only, you cannot win twice. All right, so los padres que ya han regresado aquí, de repente ya saben más, entonces ellos van a saber la respuesta rápido, pero ellos solamente tienen una oportunidad de ganar. No van a ganar más veces. Okay. So, okay, yo ya lo dije esto, así que si han prestado atención lo van a saber. Si alguien más, además de ustedes, viene a recoger a su niño, pero esperen, no se apuren, no levanten la mano, porque la pregunta va más lejos. Porque lo que yo voy a preguntar, una parte no la dijimos, está aquí en el libro. ¿Ok? So, si vamos a decir que viene su hermano y su hermano nunca ha venido a recoger al niño o a la niña. ¿Qué es lo que tiene que hacer? Don't answer yet. Okay, wait, put your hand down. I'm going to say it in English. If you have somebody else that is coming to pick up your child for the first time, what would you do? What is the process? Leave his mom. Okay.
An ID card.
Yes, good job. All right, she read the handbook. Okay, ella dijo de que, y ahora lo explico. Cuando alguien más viene a recoger a su niño que nunca ha recogido antes, tiene que venir listo a presentarnos una tarjeta con identificación. La tarjeta de manejo, tiene que tenerla. Ya hemos tenido experiencia de papás, tíos que han venido a recoger o tías, y le decimos, dame su driver license, no. ¿Cómo que no la tiene si está manejando? Ustedes tienen que asegurarse que esa persona viene con car seat, con el asiento de carro para el niño y su brevete, ¿no? Su licencia de conducir. Ay, se me olvidó. All right, so señora, le vamos a dar su premio. Muy bien. Segunda pregunta, mamá de Vivi, en la mañana. Okay. Okay, so there is another question to follow up that. Okay, so I said that before. So ya en esta pregunta yo ya la dije. Si viene alguien que no son ustedes y van a inscribir al niño con el código de QR, no levanten la mano porque lo voy a decir en inglés. ¿Qué es lo que esa persona tiene que hacer? So if you have somebody else that is not you and it's coming and does the QR code, what do you do? Okay, teachers? Take a break.
Andrea.
Oh. Okay, so we're going to have two. Okay, el señor y el señor. Okay, dígalo usted, señor, primero. El nombre de la persona. Okay, you can say it in English.
So yeah, you would, in the notes, when you put the pen in the notes, you'll put your name, like aunt or grandma or whoever.
And the name, full name.
Full name.
Good, lo dijeron los dos. Muy bien, ok. Perfecto, no abren los regalos, por favor. No queremos que vean todos los perfumes de Gucci, que tenemos muchas de perfumes. Y sello. All right, another question. Again, let me finish it in both languages. So, if your child is sick, what do you do? Si su niño está enfermo, ¿qué hace? Ok. Usted, señora.
Llamar a la oficina o mandar mensajes por WhatsApp o por correo electrónico, comunicarnos con ustedes.
Ok,
Y
good.
decir la razón por qué el niño está enfermo, qué le pasó.
And when? When did you do that? You do it after 2 weeks and the child is already here?
En el before.
The day your child is sick or the day after? You immediately let everybody just send a message to the school. For WhatsApp, email, phone, leave a message. Most likely sometimes we don't pick up because we are busy. Leave a message, we're going to pick it up. Muy bien, señora. Aquí está el premio. Sí, la señora. Usted, ya. A ver, levante la mano. Usted es retornable. All right. Gracias. Muy amable. All right. Okay. Esta es su oportunidad. Okay, so if you read the handbook, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ways to communicate with the school. 8 ways. All right? So, hay 8 formas para poder comunicarse con la escuela. Si ustedes miran el o estar comunicado. Comunicado significa no solamente hablar, pero informarse de la escuela, saber qué es lo que está pasando. Hay 8 maneras y está en el libro. Y aquí está, mire, ven, lo pongo lejos para que no lo lean. Ahí está. So, you have it here, right here. And I put it right here so you don't get to read it. Okay, so raise your hand and tell me 2 ways. Okay. 2 formas. Good. Okay, she had, okay, now you can now repeat that. She said, por teléfono, phone, and email. Okay, somebody else needs to give me 2 other ways, but not those 2. Okay, Griselda.
En la website y
Ajá.
social media como Facebook.
Great! Woohoo! All right. Okay, ella dice el website y el Facebook. Tenemos el grupo privado y el público. Ok, ya van 4, faltan 4 formas. A ver, ¿quién levanta la mano? Diga, oh, usted ya ganó premio.
¿El periódico mural?
Oh,
¿El del mural? Y,
Yeah. ya, muy
a
bien.
través de las coordinadoras también?
En persona. Good. All right. Good. Muy bien, señora. Le faltan 2. Y las 2 son las más fáciles. No sé por qué no lo dicen.
El teléfono de la oficina.
A ver, piensen. Díganme.
WhatsApp y el teléfono de la oficina.
Ya lo dijo ella el WhatsApp, pero el teléfono no lo había dicho. El de la oficina y
Y con la maestra.
ya lo dijo. La ayudo. Tenemos 2 teléfonos. El celular y el teléfono de la escuela.
Ah, pues
Le voy a dar mitad de regalo. Okay, we have a cell phone too, remember. We are so techy. So techy. All right, the game goes on. Okay. Teacher, hi, dear teacher, and you're ready, set it. So, if you don't know, me corro. La maestra ya lo dijeron. Okay, de cómo deben vestir a su niño para los climas. Muy bien, señora. A ver. Yes, you.
Con ropa adecuada.
¿Cómo que significa adecuada? Con tacones.
No, con nada, si hace calor, como unos shorts, algo más, ajá. Y luego si está hace frío, como con más layers, más suéteres, más calientitos.
Good. And muy bien. Y I'm gonna add it. She said the adequate clothing when it's cold, layers, and warm, and then when it's hot, please, light clothing. But teacher Hyde and teacher Angeline mentioned that children are here, they're gonna be doing messy play. So don't send your children with nice clothing that you don't want it to get ruined. Do not do that. Anything that your child is gonna bring, it's going to be probably stained. It's gonna get ruined. And then please don't tell your child, no, don't get dirty, please, don't get dirty. Oh. They're coming to preschool, and preschool is for them to learn by doing and touching and getting messy. And this is the reality. Okay, so agregando lo de la señora que dijo, es cuando vienen a la escuela no les manden con la ropa más bonita, por favor, mándenlos con la ropa que ustedes ya le están dando la bendición. Ya nomás no la quieren ver, porque aquí se van a ensuciar. Y no les digan a sus niños, por favor, no se ensucien, no te vayas a ensuciar. Todos los años tenemos niños que no quieren hacer algo y mueren por hacer eso, pero no lo van a hacer y nos dicen, no, porque mi mamá se va a molestar, porque me va a regañar, porque me voy a ensuciar, me voy a pintar. Es muy triste. Así que por favor, si yo me entero de uno de ustedes, voy con ustedes, Yes. Teacher Wendy is going to say something.
En referente a ese punto, solamente les quiero dejar saber y clarificar ese punto. En el momento que los niños no es realmente que quieran o ensuciarse o que quieran hacer desorden, ellos están aprendiendo, están explorando. Y en el momento que nosotros los empezamos a limitar, como no agarres eso, o no me les traigas eso porque ya lo acomodé, los estamos limitando tanto en su habilidad emocional, cognitiva y social. Entonces, como decíamos desde el principio, es una razón por la que tenemos el programa. Y el que se ensucien, de hecho, yo tengo un niño de 4 años y lo primero que le digo, quiero que venga sucio, porque eso quiere decir que va a intentar de todo. O sea, no le pongan límites a los niños desde ahorita, eso por favor, ese es un favor especial que les pido.
That's a good point. Great, Teacher Wendy. Yeah, what she said, Hannah said, she said that please, to add to that point, the way the children play, and if you read it here, I want you to spend time reading this whole thing before you go home. The children are going to learn, and they're going to learn playing. And that is they're going to learn how to be social, they're going to develop cognitively, they're going to be doing math, and that is all through play, and they're going to get messy. If we are limiting that, we're saying, no, don't get dirty, you're going to be limiting your child to do something. So they're not going to be learning in that area. So they're going to have to just be limited and play someplace else. Where, yes, it is going to be learning, but children, we are encouraging everyone to go into all the different areas. All right, so that was a good point. Thank you. Sir, you want to say something? Yes.
Sí, mire, la otra vez que vine yo con nena,
Ajá.
Bueno, no quería comentar como que una maestra, yo sé que es más recomendable que las nenas vengan como en panches y no traigan vestidos, porque ahora ya como que es más difícil como para que hagan como...
Muy bien. Ya. Él nos acaba de recordar decir algo. El baño. Y también para jugar afuera. Las niñas especialmente, voy a mencionar allí y después me voy a mover al otro. Si las niñas se vienen con su vestidito nada más y no tienen algo que las proteja como pantalones cortos, abajito, algunas se van a limitar de hacer algo también afuera, en la parte de la estructura motora, porque a veces no quieren que se les vea, o a veces ellas no tienen ni idea, pero va a haber otro niño que va a hacer el comentario. Acuérdense, aquí están aprendiendo conductas sociales, todo, y es natural. Alguno va a decir, oh, te veo los chones, y la niña ya, ahí se acabó. Entonces, por favor, protéjanlas, ¿ok? A las niñas, sobre todo, pónganles algo abajo para que puedan jugar libremente y no tengan esa restricción. Y segunda, a la hora del baño, nuestros niños están aprendiendo a ser independientes del baño. Y si vienen con cintos y los pantalones bien ajustados, overoles, nosotros no podemos ayudar a 40 niños Ellos tienen que aprender a hacerlo solos. Así que practiquen en casa. Si la ropa que le están poniendo ellos pueden hacerlo solos, esa es ropa para la escuelita. Si ellos necesitan ajustarse el pantalón y están pidiendo ayuda, esa ropa se queda en los cajones. Alright? So, el señor made a great point about two things. We're going to talk about the girls' clothing. If you're sending the girls with dresses and they're going outside, they want to climb and everything, and most likely their shoulders are going to be exposed. And if they don't care, if they don't care the panties, if they don't care, well, they don't care. But then most likely will be a child because it's natural, right? They're here, they're learning, they're exploring, and they're gonna say, I see your panties. And then your child maybe is going to limit her activity at that moment because she doesn't want anybody to see her. So put him underneath shorts or something that it can protect her, and then she can feel free, and then she can climb and do whatever because they need to do that. Second, the bathroom. They need to wear clothing that they can go to the bathroom independently. We cannot help them all. There are 40 kids. So we are teaching them to be independent. So if the minute that they are asking for help, that clothing is not supposed to be in the vehicle. So you need to ask them to please at home. Say, can you do it yourself? If they're asking to snap their jeans, leave those jeans in the house. Only when they're with you, okay? We are gonna help them anyway because we care for them, but please don't do that. You know, you're helping us too. And, all right, good point, sir. Birthdays. Okay, this is easy. If you pay attention and read the book, when do we celebrate birthdays? Okay, sir. You, yes.
Oh, every Friday?
Every
Friday?
Well, elaborate a little more.
Well, si el niño cumple años lunes o martes o miércoles, todos los birthdays se celebran el viernes.
Perfect. So every Friday, if the child's birthday is on the Friday, on that week, we celebrate on that Friday. Okay, ¿quería decir algo más?
Si no hay clases el viernes, se hace el jueves.
He's a second year parent and he knows. Si no hay clases, let's say the Friday is off, for events or whatever, we are gonna celebrate on the Thursday. Okay, so that will be, yeah, we forgot about that one. He knows. Okay, regalo. Okay. Yes, you have a question about that?
Yeah, what if like, okay, there's no school Friday, but you know how like last week, school was canceled Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? What about if that happens again?
When do you think it's gonna be celebrated?
The next Friday?
Yes, the following one. So tomorrow we're gonna celebrate the birthdays from the last week and this week. I think there are only 2 and 3 left, just 2 kids. All right. Okay, we are going to talk about another one. Okay, when your child is sick, let's say the child gets a really, really bad cold, and we send them home. When does your child is supposed to come back? And what is the process? I need to hear the whole thing. Yes, señora. Y es retornable, tiene que saber todo.
Primero tiene que informar a la escuela que su hijo está enfermo. Primero tiene que informar a la escuela que su hijo está enfermo para que no venga, como no traer al niño para no enfermar a los demás. Y después hacerle la prueba del COVID, que tenga los resultados y ya traerlos a cuando ya el niño esté mejor.
Good. Okay, she said a lot. Yes, she elaborated. We need it. So the question was, of course, la pregunta era de que si está enfermo, ¿qué hace? Si tiene tos y nos mandamos a la casa. So first of all, you have to call the school. But if the child got sick here, then we know. You don't need to tell us. But the first thing that we're going to ask you is we have to have a COVID test on the child. Okay, so if your child is positive, needs to be home for at least 5 days. After 5 days, until the child test is negative. And if it's free of symptoms. And your child has to be free of fever, vomiting, diarrhea for 24 hours without medication. Some of you are cheap. and send the child to school and say, it's fine, doesn't have anything, and then your child is gonna tell us, my mom gave me medicine this morning. When? Just now. And we're like, what? So, without medication for 24 hours, all right? So that means if I gave my child medication today, now at 6 o'clock, no fever, and then 24 hours later, he still have no fever, and I didn't give any medication, that's a go, okay? So, la pregunta de la señora era si está bien, cuando el niño se manda a casa, aquí sabemos muy bien que estaba enfermito, no necesita decirnos, pero si se enferma en casa, nos llama, le vamos a decir que por favor se haga la prueba del COVID y puede retornar el niño después de los 5 días y hasta que solamente el niño ya no tenga ningún síntoma, 0, y el COVID tiene que estar negativo. Pero por favor, sean sinceros, es 24 horas sin diarrea, sin vómitos, sin fiebre y sin medicina. Y lo dije en inglés, muchos niños nos cuentan lo que ustedes hacen. Y ellos son bien sinceros, nos dicen, no, yo tomé medicina en la mañana. Significa ese día, o sea, no fueron 24 horas. Y le vamos a llamar, ¿ok? So, ¿ya tiene su premio? ¿Todavía no? Okay. Te toca. Te toca. Ya acabamos con el juego y luego acabamos. Okay, this is a fun one. This is the last one. And okay, this is the washing hands. If you ready, you know.
No, de la otra pregunta, me estoy regresando para atrás. Como si el niño está enfermo, pero no tiene COVID. Si tiene tos, si tiene gripa, ¿aún así lo tenemos que parar o sí lo podemos traer?
Yeah. Her question is if the child has mold, you know, is coughing, it has like runny nose. We're gonna see that right now. But yeah, they need to be home. They cannot be here sick.
What if like they were already sick, but you know they still have that left of like cough, congestion? Is that okay still for them?
No. You know, your child has to be able to be comfortable to be in the preschool. Sometimes they have a lingering cough, like maybe throughout the day, 2 coughs. That's doable. But if the child is constantly coughing, then needs to be home. Why? Because they're going to have the mask down and they're going to be coughing. And they can spread germs. So it's better to stay home until they are mostly clear of that. Heavy runny nose, la verde, moco verde, right? I don't know, the green. That's a big no-no. That means infection. El moco verde es infección. El moco claro puede ser una alergia o lloró, o le picó algo, pero nada más. Pero el moco verde o ya comienza a ser viscoso, ya es señal de que hay algo que está pasando en su cuerpecito. They need to be home, all right? Le vamos a regresar a la casa, van a decir, oh, pero si solo tiene moquito. No, señora, mira el color del moco, all right? So, if your child has runny nose that is heavy, green, that means, it's not a good sign. They're getting or cold, or the flu, or COVID, who knows? But they're getting something. So they need to stay home, even if it's not even green, but it's viscous already. It's viscous. Viscous is the word? Yeah, viscous. It's thick and it's not clear. That is not good. All right? So keep them home, please, until it's done. So don't be surprised when we return your child for that reason. Okay. All right, so my last question, and I close the book. Okay, hand washing. What is the process of a proper hand washing? ¿Cómo se lavan las manos apropiadamente? Ese es el sistema que estamos enseñando a esos niños a lavarse la mano. Ok, señora, la mamá de Yannick.
Sí, se mojan sus manitas, se ponen el jabón, se tallan por arriba, por abajo, y ya después se abre la llave para
Muy bien. First, we do water. What we're trying to encourage the children is don't get water and soap, and then they put immediately their hands under the water, so the water runs the soap out. So then we don't have no soap. So we're trying to encourage them to make bubbles outside the water, and then they can make enough bubbles and rub. But first, everybody, this is for adults too, we have to wet our hands first. And then we get the soap, that way we get good bubbles. Ok, muy bien, señora. Aquí le paso el premio. Okay, so the game is ended. How do you like it? ¿Cómo les gustó? Ok, y ahora sí, ya saben, ahora van a ir a su casa y van a leer otra vez el libro. Bien, otra vez, porque así ya no nos van a preguntar. Entonces lo que vamos a decirles la próxima vez es, oh maestra, ¿cuántos días puede faltar el niño a la escuela? Señora, lea el libro, vamos a decir así, búsquelo. Oh señora, ¿cuándo son las conferencias de padres y maestros? Está aquí, detrás del libro. Okay? So, sometimes we just got busy, so just find this and this is going to give you everything. So if you have more questions, you go home and keep reading this book. If you have questions about the events that are going to happen behind the handbook, days off, don't be surprised about that unless there is an emergency closure. I hope that we don't have any more. But here are the days off. Okay, so refer to this one so you know. You have a question?
Yeah, something that I do not see in the handbook. What do you guys do when it's a lockdown? What is your protocol for that? I know you guys have a lot of windows and that's awesome, but like where, if there is a lockdown,
shooter?
like yeah, active shooter, or just somebody around the neighborhood that you have to close the.
Yeah, we close the windows, and in the most cases, what we have been trained in the past, we haven't reviewed this again this year, but in the past, we were learning that we have to go all the way to the back, and there is a storage room over there, and doesn't have any windows. So all the way in the back, we have a storage room. And yeah, it's kind of like packed, but we will have to just pack in there, in the bathroom area too.
Is that something that the kids do a practice drill?
We are not going to practice it with the kids. The kids know. So she asked about, let's say in the case of a lockdown, o en caso de que haya un señor que venga y a tratar de disparar. Gracias a Dios tenemos nuestras rejas muy altas, las 6 pies. So we have our fences that are up to 6, and we added this, the codes. So don't give the codes to people you don't trust, because that's the only way they're going to come in. And also make sure that when you come in, you close the gate behind you. All right, so don't let anybody come in and say, oh, no, yo soy un papá, I'm gonna no, close it. Even if it looks rude, unless you know, oh yeah, I know my friend, says, yeah, I know, yeah, no, you guys help each other. Don't let them in, period, okay? So let's say that he came in, vamos a decir que la persona mala entró. Entonces, hace un tiempo atrás hicimos un entrenamiento de qué es lo que tenemos que hacer. No los vamos a preparar a los niños para eso, porque, ¿cómo les decimos para qué? O sea, es mucho. Pero en este momento los niños sí escuchan a las maestras. Cualquier cosa que hacen, Butterfly Room o Red Group, they come and come with us. So they do. Ellos vienen con las maestras, ellos están entrenándolos ya más a que las sigan a ellas. Así es que ellos van a tener su técnica de sonrisa, aunque está pasando algo feo, ellos van a decir, vámonos, no. Y van a entrar y hay 2 sitios aquí. El baño no tiene ventanas que están arriba, no hay abajo, y el storage room, el cuarto el depósito donde guardan los materiales no tiene ninguna ventana. Entonces hay 2 sitios donde pueden ir los niños a esconderse. Ojalá que nunca necesitemos hacer. Okay, but you guys, you need to be careful with that. It's up to you too. We have to protect our school. And we have cameras too, so that's not going to stop them anyway. Okay, so we did this, right? So you're good at that? Oh,
sorry.
Oh my goodness. ¿Dónde está? Unfortunately, that is, we know you're an expert on this now. It's going to come out. It's about what to do when your child is sick. You know what to do, and so I'm going to just move on. So you know that if your child has fever of 99 Fahrenheit, ya tiene que quedarse en casa. Si el niño tiene fiebre, se tiene que quedar en casa. Ya hablamos todo eso del moco verde, the runny nose, the green runny nose, vomit. They need to be home. Okay, so that's English and Spanish, you know that, that's in the book. We review this, right? Cómo se lavan las manos apropiadamente, practiquen en casa. Okay, and we highly encourage you to vaccinate your children.
so they are more protected. So, le animamos bastante que vacunen a sus niños para que estén protegidos. No podemos obligarlos, pero los animamos. Alright, so háganlo por favor si ustedes pueden hacerlo. Okay, the masks. We are highly encouraging our children to wear a mask when we are indoors. We cannot force them, but we are highly encouraging them. And outdoors, they don't have to. If the kids want to put it down, it's okay, they're running around. So, cuando estamos afuera, no los obligamos ni nada. Le decimos, puedes bajarte la mascarita y ellos se bajan la mascarita. Las maestras, todas estamos vacunadas, como ya lo mencioné, y nosotras no usamos máscara a menos de que, pues de repente sentimos que hemos estado expuestas o cualquier razón X. Si queremos usamos la mascarita, pero ellas no están obligadas para nada. Los padres que vienen de voluntarios acá, tampoco, porque el hecho de que están aquí es porque han traído su tarjeta de COVID y la tenemos en el archivo. Okay. Todos los estudiantes o observadores que vienen acá a la escuela, si los estudiantes si vienen más seguido, que vienen de la universidad, ellos nos traen su tarjeta de COVID, no necesitan usarla, se les anima, pero no están obligados. Cualquier otro visitante que no tenemos récord de su vacuna, ellos sí tienen que ponerse la mascarita. Okay? So, again, and this information is in our website, so I don't know why I'm doing it, but anyway, I'm doing it for you because I'm nice. But if you know, children, we're highly encouraging to wear a mask, they don't have to. When they're outside, we tell them you don't need to wear a mask when they're outside. When they come back here, yes, we let them know that, oh, it's time to wear your mask, but we cannot force the children to do it, just so you know. Most of the children are good at that. Please send enough masks for your children to stay here in preschool because we are running out of the ones that we have. Manden mascaritas para sus niños porque ya se nos están acabando las de la escuela para darles a los niños. Teachers are all vaccinated. They don't need to wear a mask. If they want to, they're going to wear it. If they feel like it, they're going to wear it. No judgment at all. Parents who are volunteering, we have their COVID cards in the files. They don't need to wear a mask. If they have to, if they want to, fine. All the students from university that are coming in to observations or practicing here, they are giving us their cards, so we're making copies of that, so they don't have to either. Anybody else, we don't have records of the vaccines, they have to wear masks. Okay, just so you know. So, I'm just going to talk a little bit. Oh, yes?
What do the volunteers from the university do?
What they do with the kids? They are students, they are early child development students, and they're coming and they have to practice. So they are going to be working with a teacher, and they're going to be reading books. They're just going to be here reading books and play with the kids. They will never, ever be alone with your child. They know that. And they're always going to be with a group of teachers, so just so you know. Her question was, la pregunta era qué hacen los estudiantes acá con los niños. Bueno, ellos tienen que practicar en algún lugar. Ellos son estudiantes de educación inicial, así es que vienen a practicar acá, pero ellos nunca están solos con los niños. Ellos siempre están con las maestras y se les anima a que les digan cuentos, a que jueguen con los niños y aprendan cómo ser maestros. They're just learning how to be a teacher. Yeah. So I am going to focus a little bit here. So when your child goes home and they said, oh, Julius, hit me. The immediate reaction as a parent is like, what? Who's hitting you? So because, right, it's our child, right? We want to protect them. But the thing is that you just ask the story, what happened? What happened? Don't tell them, why did you hit her? She's mean. Don't put any words on your child's mind. Just learn the situation. Because sometimes it was probably an accident. It was probably true, the child hit him. Maybe your child hit the other child first. And your child is telling you the half of the story. So please don't react immediately and just learn the story. If you want to know about the story, you can probably come and send an email, hey, my daughter, my child told me about, there was a situation, I wanna learn more, how can I help my child? And then most likely the teacher will know. And sometimes the teachers don't know, because they don't have eyes in the back. So we are supervising the kids, but sometimes things happen very quickly behind us. And the kids are very sneaky, you know that, they're your kids. They're sneaky. So we're not gonna judge immediately about the older child. Let's wait. Your child is in the preschool for a good reason. They're learning social cues. They're learning how to react with other people. They're learning a lot of things that they don't have the experience to learn when they're with you. Because sometimes what they're gonna be, whether they're gonna be their cousins, their siblings, but it's very different to work with older people who are not your relatives. So they're gonna be learning all of that. So just let the teachers handle that, and you just wait and see. All right, so we're not gonna name kids names. If your child is being hit by somebody, we're not gonna say, maybe we're gonna make a report, we're gonna say a child. Even if your child said, Francisco hit me, we're gonna continue calling Francisco a child. Because we cannot judge Francisco. We don't know. Now, many times it happened to me that I'm walking like this, and I pass and a child is passing behind me, and I hit your child with my hand. And we have had occasion, the child said, oh, teacher, you hit me. And they probably go home and tell you, my teacher hit me. We did not. We don't hit children here. We treat them with a lot of love and care. We make sure we tell your child, no, it was an accident. That's called an accident. And they're learning that. Okay, so you are going to learn all of that, and I trust you all that you're going to back up a little bit and think before to react. En español, muchos niños pelean con otro niño, de repente uno le pega a ellos, va a la casa y dice, me pegó Francisco, la reacción de ustedes es inmediata. ¿Quién te pegó, criatura? ¿Y quién es ese niño? Francisco. Y el niño, muy importante, puede haber sido un accidente. Puede que Francisco sí le pegó de verdad. Puede ser que Francisco respondió a que su niño le pegó primero, pero su niño le está diciendo la mitad de la historia. Y eso de que los niños no mienten, no. They do. And it's not called mentir. I mean, kids have a great imagination. And sometimes they just will say whatever they probably think that happened. And that's not lying. But sometimes, they're going to practice that. Let's see what happens. They're 4, they're 3, they're experiencing. Están aprendiendo a ver qué pasa, qué reacción tiene mi papá si le digo que no. Y dígame si yo no miento. Que a veces ustedes dicen, ¿quién derramó esta botella de agua? Y su niño va a decir, yo no. Y ustedes lo vieron. Entonces se los dejo a ustedes. Entonces hay que tener mucho cuidado con cómo reaccionamos cuando una cosa de estas pasa. Dejen, los niños están aprendiendo aquí hábitos sociales. A la hora que están con las maestras, con los niños, están aprendiendo a compartir, a pedir permiso, a esperar su turno. Están aprendiendo muchas cosas que se las van a llevar el resto de su vida. Sean pacientes y no reaccionen tan rápido, ¿ok? Y les entendemos, que son padres y nosotros también. We understand, we know what we're talking about. Okay, so, en nuestra escuelita, nosotros, todas las maestras, casi todas, tenemos un entrenamiento que se llama el Teaching Pyramid. Y en el Teaching Pyramid, we learn how to prevent challenging behaviors. And a lot of the things that we do in school, and if you have the luxury of coming here and volunteering, seeing our teachers working, you're going to see a lot of actions, a lot of tools that they're using that you are extracting this, right? Okay, good. Then that you might think that, oh my God, if that will be my kid, I will just go straight to me. No, you're gonna react differently. But they have an strategy. They have a bag of tools that they're working on. to prevent challenging behaviors. And I'm just going to give you one example so you have an idea. Before we say, oh, they're outside, it's time to come inside, we just don't bring the kids, okay, let's go inside, let's go, it's time to go inside. We don't do that. The children are born, they know. First of all, the routine is important. They know, they're learning the routine. The teacher's giving up warning. 5 minutes to clean up, 5 minutes to clean up, 5 minutes to clean up. And the children sometimes you think that they're not listening, they are listening. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2, 1. And they respond much better that way. And they come, they're coming, they're learning. They're not like 100% yet, but they will be. And they do it. That's only one of the many tools they have, and we have learned with this Teaching Pyramid program. We have teacher Wendy, teacher Tanya, and Leslie, Natalia are going to be going to this training. This lasts a year, and then it's follow-up for years. So the rest of our teachers have been in this program for more than 3 years now. And we're still learning. And I'm coaching this program for families. So I'm going to be sharing this tool with you. And there are 2 days that we are going to have those classes, and I really encourage you to attend. They are supposed to be 3 days, but I don't want to tire you with my face. So I'm going to try to concise those classes in 2, and please come if you can, because it's going to help you a lot at home. In this way, we're going to be sharing the tools that we use here. You're going to be using it at home. So your child is going to be in the same page. We are all going to be on the same page. You're going to understand what we do. Okay, so la pirámide de la enseñanza o de la enseñanza, creo que no. Bueno, es un programa socioemocional de cómo podemos prevenir conductas desafiantes de los niños. Y ustedes se preguntarán, ¿no? ¿Cómo hacen las maestras en la escuela? ¿Cuántas veces se han preguntado? Lo dije primero. Usamos muchas de estas herramientas. Puse el ejemplo de que cuando están afuera, antes de venir adentro, no los jalamos y ya es hora de ir adentro. No. Las maestras les dan suficientes advertencias a los niños y ellos saben. Y es una advertencia con cariño. Se les advierte. 5 minutos, 4 minutos. Oh, quieren hacer un juego más. Ya en 2 minutos ya entramos. Y les van advirtiendo. Entonces, esas herramientas ayudan mucho para que los niños estén preparados mentalmente y emocionalmente y responden mucho mejor. Entonces, yo voy a hacer unas clases para padres y les voy a compartir muchas de esas herramientas. Estas clases son de 3 días, pero las estoy resumiendo en 2 y la primera es a fines de septiembre, ya lo estoy poniendo aquí. Así es que les voy a animar fuertemente que por favor vengan y participen porque les va a ayudar mucho. Y esas herramientas funcionan no solamente con niños, pero funcionan con todos, con adolescentes, con adultos, con todos. Así que les recomiendo que vengan. Con todos. Okay? So that is a little bit more what I am saying. So we have our expectations. You'll see the expectations here in the handbook. And if you read this handbook, this information about the teaching pyramid is also here. So read it because you're gonna know more. What do we do when a child is very, very, very challenging? It's there too. There is steps that we follow. And we do follow those steps. Cuando tenemos un niño que tiene mucho desafío y nunca juzgamos a ese niño ni al papá, porque cualquiera puede estar en esa situación. Tratamos de trabajar con los papás y ayudamos, ¿okay? Tratamos de hacerlo. Y todo ese proceso está acá en el libro. Is there anything that you guys would like to mention? Okay, we're almost done. Thank you so much for being patient. We still have from 5 to 7. I'm trying to run. Fragrances, please. The fragrances, perfumes, strong perfume. Please don't put perfume on your child. Try to avoid laundry detergent or softener that has a strong odor. The fragrances of the perfumes, there is many people who have allergies to it and causes asthma, can increase a lot of migraines and headaches, and doesn't help many people. So please buy detergent that has no odor or has very, very little, and then please do not put perfumes on your children. Por favor, no pongan perfumes o utilicen detergente que es muy fuerte. Procuren usar detergentes que no tienen olores ni suavizante, porque los olores fuertes pueden causar, incrementar el asma. Hay mucha gente que tiene alergia y les causa migrañas y es horrible. Yo soy una de ellas. I'm one of them. So please be mindful of that. If you are going to a party, that's your party. Si ustedes van a la fiesta, es la fiesta de ustedes, está bien, pero para la escuelita y en el futuro de sus niños que vayan a la escuela, de educación, procuren de evitar ponerles perfume. Son chiquitos, ¿no saben? Okay, so we have this document, which is right here. Before you go home, you're going to take this home. This is called the ASQ, Ages and Stages, edades y etapas de los niños del desarrollo. Aquí las maestras les están, no, ya les diste tú, ¿no? ¿Cierto? Tienen que escribir esto. ¿Tú ya les diste el cuestionario? Okay, and then you're going to give it to them. Right, okay. I'm learning a little bit more what is the process going to be. All right, so the ages and stages is a list of questions that you're going to have to work with about your child's development. We do make a work and an assessment for your child here. And but you know, sometimes you're surprised. Your child acts one way at home and then acts another way at school. Or shows off a lot of more here and nothing at home. Or at home, you say, yeah, but my child can't really do this. Okay, not. But is they're doing it at school? So we need your true assessment of your child. And that ages and stages called the ASQ is going to give us more information about your child. So you're going to work with that at home, and we're going to work with ours here. And we're going to put them together. And we're going to assess your child so we can build up goals and work better with those goals, ¿ok? So, estas edades y las etapas de los niños es un cuestionario. Lo que tengo acá es el permiso para que nosotros hagamos el permiso y se lo demos a ustedes el cuestionario después. Estamos trabajando en que el cuestionario lo puedan responder por el teléfono o en una computadora, que sea más rápido y fácil. Pero este permiso lo necesitamos tener. Ustedes van a hacer una evaluación de su niño en casa y nosotros estamos haciendo otra acá. Y con la información de ustedes y la nuestra la juntamos y tenemos una mejor evaluación de su niño. Porque a veces los niños hacen unas cosas en la casa y no las hacen en la escuela o al revés. Y entonces para tener un conjunto de información más adecuada, necesitamos que ustedes colaboren. Si es que antes de irse vamos a tener el papelito acá. Y estén atentos cuando les mandemos ese cuestionario, por favor lo hacen y lo traen o lo terminan en la fecha que les vamos a dar. Alright? Y también van a firmar el papel porque ustedes todos tienen han recibido el libro el famoso libro. Pero nos olvidamos de darle el recibo, que ya lo recibieron. Así que todos van a firmar ese recibo. Lo van a llevar hoy día y me lo traen mañana firmadito. Ya. ¿Alguna pregunta acerca de eso? Okay, we're going to the fun part. This year, multicultural is going to be 50 years old. And it's a big number, and it's special. So we are going to have 2 celebrations. No, that's okay. We're going to have 2 celebrations. So one celebration, it's going to be only for some authorities, the people who have been crucial for the building of the school, the creation of the school 50 years ago, and so on. So it's going to be an adult event. But then we're going to have another event that is going to be for our families. So I'm going to let you know when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, but it's going to be in October, around the 21st, 22nd. I'm going to tell you why. So you can this way. All right, so pay attention. Teachers are going to prepare something that, maybe, I don't know, countdown, whatever, with the kids. And the kids are going to be told that it's going to be multicultural birthday. We probably are going to have t-shirts commemorating the event, and we're going to sell them so we can have help for the school. We can profit the school, and that will be great. That's going to be a fundraiser. Okay, so este año la escuelita cumple 50 años y es muy especial. Estamos muy contentos con eso. Vamos a tener 2 eventos. Uno va a ser con las autoridades, las personas que ayudaron a la creación de la escuela. Y otro día va a ser a la celebración, va a ser en octubre, más o menos el 21-22. Y vamos a hacerlo con nuestras familias, ustedes. Y vamos a hacer de repente un picnic, y vamos a cantar el Happy Birthday, y va a ser muy bonito. Vamos a vender playeritas que va a conmemorar el evento y va a ser para poder, como recaudación de fondos para la escuela, para los materiales que usamos acá. Así que esperamos que ustedes vengan y colaboren. Vamos a tener también las fotografías en el mes de otoño. El 4 es para el turno de la mañana. Ustedes no necesitan estar acá. Ya van a recibir información, cómo deben vestirlos, cuándo es todo. Y les vamos a dar las formas para que ustedes puedan comprar los paquetes, que son baratísimos. Y yo les tomo las fotos. ¿Y cómo son las fotos, chicas? Lindas. Okay. So, school portraits are going to be it's going to be in October. It's a fundraiser for the school. It's going to be on the 4th. The dates are right here. And also, back to the book, right here. So, you don't need to be here. It's going to be during the school hours. And in that form that I'm going to give you, you're going to see in the back how you need to dress your child and all of that. So you're going to have all the information. And that is a fundraiser. That helps the school. I take the picture. The photos are very, very nice, really. Not because I take them, but it's really nice. And 100% of the money stays in the preschool for the materials. And we have 2 board members here in the school. We have a community volunteer, and she was also, okay, so this is Susan Fountain. And she's been a board member for 11 years. Okay, you want to say more about it?
Hi. The board is a group of volunteers who meet once a month, and our job is only to support Milagros and the school. And we give our time because we love the school.
Ok, so la junta directiva es un grupo de personas que son voluntarios y el único entusiasmo que ellos tienen, porque son voluntarios, es ayudarme a mí a manejar la escuela, a operarla y apoyar a las maestras también con el simple hecho de que aman la escuela y ellas lo que quieren es lo mejor para la escuela. Y ahí también Griselda, levanta la mano. Griselda is one of our parents board members too. So she's a board member. Y lo que hacen ellos es ayudarme a tomar decisiones. Miramos muchas cosas de lo que pasa en la operación de la escuela. Y es importantísimo lo que ellos hacen. Pero es fácil también. So it's very good. It's very good.
Half of the board right now are people who used to be teachers and parents or grandparents or aunts or uncles at the school. And then we have 3 parents on the board and another community member. So parents are usually asked to commit to 1 or 2 years, and you can extend if you want, but that's the commitment we ask for, because usually your child will be here for 1 or 2 years. So we've got a couple of parents who their term is going to be up pretty soon, and so we're looking for new parents to join the board. So if you're interested in that, or you can talk to me tonight. If you want to think about it a while, you can talk to Milagros. It doesn't take any special training of any kind, just a commitment to support the school.
So, ahorita los miembros, hay ahorita 2 padres de la escuelita, bueno, uno activo y otro que fue un papá que su niño ya salió de la escuela y sigue siendo partícipe de la junta directiva, pero los términos son de 1 o 2 años, los papás no pueden extender más. pero estamos buscando nuevos miembros, que es muy importante para ustedes participar. Y una de las cosas que Susan dejó de lado es de que cuando ustedes participan en una junta directiva y van a buscar trabajo, se ve muy bien en su currículum que ustedes han sido miembros de una junta directiva que ha manejado una escuela, porque técnicamente ustedes son mis jefes, la junta directiva es mi jefe, ¿ok? So, es muy importante porque ayudan a la operación de la escuela y en la educación de sus niños. So, I just want to mention one thing that probably. It was that when you are with us looking for a job, and if in your resume you put that you belong to a board of directors, or you were on a board of directors, it looks really good. It looks good. It's a good thing. So si están interesados en tener más información acerca de cómo ser miembros de la junta directiva, pueden buscar a Susan ahorita al terminar la reunión, o si lo quieren pensar un poquito más, vienen conmigo, me hablan y yo les mando la aplicación y pues de ahí vamos. Ok, las reuniones son solamente una vez al mes. So the meetings are only once a month and it lasts about an hour and a half. So that's nothing. Las reuniones son bien poquitas, 1 hora y media. That's it. Okay, let's see. We already talked about that, and I think. Yes. Oh, yeah, you need to talk about that. Yes. I don't have the agenda. Okay,
Yes.
So this is Tanya, our program coordinator. She wants to say something.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here. I'll make it short. I am looking forward to providing very healthy and well-rounded lunches and snacks for your children. There are some allergies in the school. We have a nut allergy and some milk allergies. If your child has an allergy to anything, please let us know, because it's very important that, I don't, send your child to the doctor. So, with that being said, with the nut allergy, it's important if you feed your child peanut butter in the morning, or for lunch, and then you send them to school, and make sure that they wash their hands, because that can cross over into another child through play and toys or whatever. And the menus will be in cycles, so we'll be repeating them, each month, with a few alterations, for seasonal things, whatever we can, get at the stores. And if for some reason you feel that your child is not getting something that they really desire, let me know. I'll try and fit it in the best that I can. And if your child doesn't like broccoli, I'm sorry. They'll probably be served broccoli at some point, but I'll try and keep it in mind. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to translate and then you come back. Okay. Tania ya les dije, es nuestra programadora de los alimentos de la escuela, y ella prepara los menús. Y todos los días ya no tenemos los ciclos, pero ella hizo énfasis en las alergias. Si sus niños tienen alergias, nosotros necesitamos saberlo. Si es una alergia médica, necesitamos tener la nota médica para poder nosotros proveer y reemplazar lo que el doctor está diciendo. Pero si su niño, lo que hizo ella la nota, si su niño en la escuela, okay, we don't serve any peanuts, no servimos nuez aquí en la escuela porque hay un niño que tiene alergia y hemos eliminado los peanuts mañana y tarde, todo. Pero si su niño sí comió mantequilla de cacahuate en casa y viene a la escuela después, asegúrese que le lave bien las manos porque esa contaminación puede pasársela al niño que tiene alergia. Okay? So now, los menús están en ciclos de 3. Vamos a empezar el lunes con el nuevo ciclo 1 y luego viene el ciclo 2, la segunda semana, tercera semana ciclo 3 y luego repetimos otra vez. Lo que dijo Tania fue de que si hay alguna cosa que a ustedes les interesa agregar en el menú o están curiosos, miren el menú y avísenle de repente no podemos garantizar, podemos hacer alguna ajuste en el menú o algo así, pero seguimos las reglas del estado, así es que primero tenemos que estudiar la sugerencia. Ahora, si a su niña no le gusta el brócoli, pues lo sentimos mucho, porque vamos a servir brócoli, ¿ok? Tenía preguntas e ideas.
Can we see the menu on the website?
Yes. Okay, I just put the menu cycles in the website. It's really cool. Let me put it here. Maybe I can get out of it. Because it's really cool. I'm super proud of what I did. Okay, so this is, can you see that? Yeah, this is our website. So, I think that all of you have been there already and you know this website very well, but I'm just gonna go again. So you go here and you go to the food program and you scroll up and then you see this information about the program. And there is Tania and Leslie saying hola. Ahí está Tania y Leslie diciendo hola. Y aquí está el menú. Okay? So, no se ve muy bien en el celular, así es que si quieren verlo tienen que irse a una computadora. You cannot see this very well on the phone. This is the way you can see it in the computer. So let's say that you're curious about what is going to be next week. So see that? You go to the cycle 1, you click, and voila, that is the menu. Right? So that's it. You go back. You want to go, what are you going to serve in the last week of October? Here we go, cycle 2. So then you see it. So you're going to be, so like Tanya said, some of the things may change because maybe we said here, oh, we're going to serve apples, but we couldn't find apples that they were in a good price. Pero ricas, ricas. Okay, entonces la vamos a reemplazar con otra fruta. Okay, but very, very little we change. We try to stay in task. There is a lot of information about what we talked about here. So come here and check it out. It's really, really cool. Here is our staff. If you're doubting about who are they, look at those pictures. Aquí estamos todas. ¿Sí? Y ahora, aquí están los staff bios. Esta área es restringida, pero ustedes pueden entrar. Ahora las maestras tienen que ponerse alertas a poner, les voy a dar el código después, pero si ustedes ponen el código, ustedes van a poder ver las biografías de cada maestra. Por ejemplo, quieren ver la mía y ahí van a leer más de mí, van a aprender de mi historia. Maestras, pónganse alertas. Vamos, aquí está el teacher Allison, teacher Heidi, también tiene su historia acá. Así es que todo esto es más privado y el código para entrar, ¿quieren que les diga? Es el mismo código que entran aquí a la puerta. Okay. The code to get into here is the same code to get into the door. So that's the way you get to know it. All right, so any more questions? Yes.
For the pictures, is it just per kid or the whole class?
Yeah, okay, she asked the question about the pictures. Is it going to be only the child or the entire group? It's the entire class. The portraits in the fall, we take pictures of the whole class, the whole morning class, plus the teachers, and then we take a picture of your child alone, and we sell the packages with that big picture included. If you buy a package, you are going to get the class picture. If you buy only individual picture, you say, oh, I only want to buy the 5x7, then you don't get the class. Ok, so la señora preguntó si las fotografías van a tener una fotografía de toda la clase. Sí, si ustedes compran el paquete, cualquier paquete que hay, 4 o 5 paquetes, no, 3 paquetes, ay, ¿qué hago yo? Ahí viene una foto de la clase. Pero si ustedes compran fotos individuales, que solamente quieren una de 8x10, una de 5, ahí no viene la de la clase. Ok, more questions, ¿alguna pregunta más para las maestras, para Tania, more members, supervisoras? Hablamos mucho, tienen todo clarito. You have everything clear, no question. Yes.
No sé si mencionó de qué pasa si olvidamos firmar la entrada o la salida.
Yeah. So that's a good question. She said that what happens if they forget to sign in. Please don't. Por favor, no se olviden. Es muy importante. Pero la maestra Alison está muy atenta. Pero no se confíen, porque de repente se enferma un día y pues su niño, si usted se olvida de firmar, su niño técnicamente no está aquí en la escuela. So you need to make sure that your child is signed in. If you don't sign in, basically your child is not in the school. If it's an earthquake, we have to get a head count to give it to the fireman or whoever comes to rescue us. They are only going to take care of the kids who are in the list that we show them. Your child might be there, but he's going to be a guest or whatever. We have to make sure that you sign. Tiene que asegurar que su niño esté apuntado, siempre. Ahora, la maestra Alison, nosotros estamos muy atentas, las maestras tienen una lista, cuando están en el círculo están contando cuántos niños hay, y ella viene y cuenta otra vez, oh, hay 13, pero allí adentro solamente enseñan 11. ¿Quién es el niño flotante? Venimos a verificar y lo apuntamos. Tratamos de firmar nosotras, pero por favor no se olviden. Please don't forget, that's important. All right? Okay, so muchas gracias por venir. Thank you so much for being here. That this is great. Please don't go yet, because you need to help us put in the classroom again. And we need to give you this paper. So no, nadie se va, recuerdo que tenemos que regresar la clase igualita como estaba para que mañana vengan sus niños y la encuentren lindo. Okay, so we are all going to work together to put that classroom back on again, so your children are great, ready tomorrow, okay?
Cosas importantes, no, allá van a poner una para que recojan las sillas.
Oh, that one? That's the window. Oh, okay. Don't worry, we got that part.
I was about to send a picture of my son.
Ay, a veces.
Well, in the very beginning, when I was doing this, I started doing this. I know. I forget a lot about switching, but then with the practice, I think I'm going like, okay. Yes, I learned. Anybody interested in the floor? Oh, yeah, Please take some food and waters.
Yes.
Lo que pasa que la mamá de Isabela no